been to some fireplaces. It's hard to carry on when you feel all alone. Now I've swung back down again. It's worse than it was before. If I hadn't seen such...
And it's Thierry Henry. And Henry is magnificent. It's absolutely magnificent. And when you need a goal, you need Thierry Henry. Suddenly change pace through the centre. It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent.
So, good evening, everyone. We're going to talk about Arsenal, Woolwich Arsenal, moving to the hallowed ground of Highbury back in time. And after that, we're going to have a very quick chat about what is going on, what the hell is going on at Arsenal. But let's get into it. So, we're going to rejoin Arsenal in 1907-08, a troubled season for Arsenal, as always, bit like today. So, just say hello to Craig, Steffi, how are you doing? So this season, it was again becoming apparent that all was not well off the field. The manager, Phil Kelso, who had got Arsenal promoted to Division 1, tendered his resignation a year earlier and then retracted it due to the continual interference by the board of directors. So he resigned again in the early part of the season. This time his contract was rescinded, and he agreed to stay on until Arsenal found a successor. George Morel came in and was employed as manager in February 1908. Again, more drama occurred that same day that Woolwich Arsenal's centre forward, Peter Kyle, was found guilty of being drunk and incapable in the local magistrates' court after a heavy session in the Rose and Crown on Plumstead High Street. He basically never played for Arsenal again and left to play for Aston Villa 3 weeks later. Now, this shows what the standards were of Arsenal back then and what they expected of their players and staff. Home crowds had dropped from an average of 13,700 to 9,000 when they first played in Div 1. More clubs from London were breaking into the league and were drawing support away from the inaccessible. It was very poor access to the Arsenal ground at the Manor Ground, and the ground really at this date in time at Plumstead was the main reason, because it was in a very poor state and it was not really a place to attract fans because, you know, the access was awful. It was an awful ground, and it was not competing with some of the teams that are now coming in to Div 1. So, a prime example of this was the inaugural game, London Derby game, which was held at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea, showed what could be achieved if you have a decent ground and decent access. That particular game, the first proper London derby, attracted 65,000 fans to Stamford Bridge. Now, the return game only attracted 30,000, which was a major indictment of what the ground at Plumstead really was, how poor it was. So, although these two games attracted the two biggest crowds of the season for Arsenal, it was again showing where Woolwich Arsenal were going wrong. And the Manor Ground was so out of date, it was basically falling down, even though they had tried to basically do improvements through one of the top architects designing football grounds for Liverpool, Everton, teams that were really big names at this point in time. But investment was very difficult at this point for Arsenal, and we'll come on to this. So, meanwhile, on the pitch, Woolwich Arsenal didn't have a great season. They finished 14th, played 38 games as per usual, won 12, drew 12, lost 14, goals for 51, and goals against 63, gaining 36 points. And again, great comment here. I love this comment. Bloody hell, Jez, that background and shirt con was a bit psychedelic. Yeah, got it wrong, man. Sorry about that. I know it's fancy wearing the old Brucey shirt tonight, but yeah, it's a bit. I agree. Sorry about that. Hope it doesn't blind you. And I'm looking very red tonight, and I haven't been out in the sun, so I think it's the bruised banana shirt makes me look very bruised. But there we go. Anyway, yeah, the FA Cup was a disaster again. Losing to Hull City 4-1 after a 0-0 draw at home, and there you go. So this season was always not great because it also saw some long-serving players leave, namely Tim Coleman, the club icon goalkeeper Jimmy Ashcroft, who had given Arsenal long service, and James Bigson and Jimmy Sharp. And of course, their centre forward, Peter Kyle, who the club basically were not happy with for his arrest for being drunk, and also had helped in getting Arsenal to Division 1. So the board were looking to move the team to a new location. Due to the new competition from Chelsea, a certain gentleman was looking to get involved with Arsenal, a certain person called Henry Norris. Now, the 08-09 season, the new manager, George Morrell, led the team to the highest league position until Herbert Chapman arrived. He led Arsenal to 6th in the league, but financially, Arsenal were again in trouble. George Levy had already loaned the club £15,000 over the past few years and was now personally paying the players' wages, which that's not a good financial position, is it? Let's be fair. So this season saw Arsenal play again 38 games, won 14, draw 10, lost 14, goals scored 52, goals against 49. So points 38. the Manor Ground was starting to see less fans again, as it was so outdated now. Against comparable teams, it was pretty shocking. The place, basically, if you look at old photographs, it was rotten. You had basically turf terracing, no covered ground. It was, in the winter, it's a bloody awful place to go. So, time's moving on. In the FA Cup, Arsenal were knocked out by Millwall in the second round. Basically, it was a pretty poor time all round. So, rubbish. The 09-010 season was a disaster, absolute disaster for Arsenal on and off the pitch. They avoided relegation, finishing third from bottom in 18th place, having played 38 games, winning 11, drawing 9, losing 18, scoring 37, but conceding 67 goals. That's a minus 30 goal difference, and recorded 31 points. What can you say? Off the pitch, George Levy, who had been financially supporting the club, decided enough was enough. That's it. I've had enough. The limited company that owned the club basically was discharged in March 1910. And the new company was incorporated in April. Fulham directors, important point, very important point here, took over the management of the club and effectively taken charge of the company and had guaranteed all the debts. And George Levy was basically the main benefactor of the debts. So a proposal was put forward by Norris that Fulham and Woolwich Arsenal would amalgamate. So basically, I'm just going to jump onto a comment here. Show this one. Where is the England watch long jersey? You're waffling. If you don't like it, mate, fuck off. I'm not talking about England, you muppet. Honestly, why do people come here and talk bollocks? It's fucking ridiculous. You make me laugh. You really do. You're a mug. Piss off. Really? Do one. Anyway, so a proposal was put by Norris for his move, and the FA stepped in and said, basically, no, you can't amalgamate. And Norris, being who he was, to keep things sweet, agreed that the team would stay at the Manor Ground. Now, this was not really a great move. So the fans again were starting to drop off. Now, Woolwich Arsenal at this point decided that they would put up shares for sale, and they again persuaded George Levy, their major benefactor in previous years, to actually become chairman of the board. So they put these shares out, and this is where an important thing happens. Glasgow Rangers brought a large stake of the shares on sale. So Norris and Hall took complete control of the club's finances, and a major crisis was narrowly avoided. So in December 1909, Arsenal played their first league game against Spurs, with Arsenal winning 1-0. So this is the first time that Arsenal and Spurs have come head to head. But you've got to remember, Arsenal are in South London, Tottenham are in North London. So there's no real basis at this point to have any form of argument. But that soon changes. So Arsenal had to beat Chelsea in a relegation battle in April. And they did, winning 1-0 at Chelsea, and Chelsea, as a result, were relegated. So we move on quickly to the important times of Arsenal. 1912-13 season, we've missed out a few years because nothing really actually happened. And just go ask this question. Yeah, shocking. Absolutely shocking, man. We could have signed him, but with this board and this manager, what do you actually expect? Really? It's absolute jokes. I'm going to talk about it after I've done this, man. I'm going to talk about it. And it's a joke. It seriously is a joke. So, 1912-13 season. The season is without a doubt the worst. Without a doubt, the worst in Arsenal's history. But, guys, we might actually see it get worse with this absolute shocking management and manager. The team in this 1912-13 season were bottom of the league in November 1912, and that is exactly where they stayed. I mean, last season we were bottom of the league, but bounced it up. But we'll get into that. They played 38 games, won 3 games, 3, drew 12, lost 23 games, scored 26, conceded 74, and gained 18 points. Shocking. It was noticeable from the start of the season that the crowds were dropping, partly because the Torpedo Ordnance Factory works at Woolwich had relocated to Greenock. Now, this may not sound a lot, but Woolwich Arsenal was so attached to the Woolwich Foundry ordnance from munitions and stuff. That was a massive part of their fan base that was local, basically, to Plumstead. So when that closed and moved to Greenock, a hell of a lot of the employees went with it. So that caused a major downturn in their fan base. The Manor Ground was a mess. We know about that, and was falling apart. And other teams in London were starting to draw players away because of easier access by improving transport links with the underground, etc., and better stadiums, covered stadiums, where you're not watching football in the depths of winter and you're getting drowned by rain, wind and snow and all that. So the average crowds at the Manor Ground is now below 10,000 fans. Also, the fact that there was terrible football that was being played had a major effect as well. So Norris and Hall knew something had to be done. And one of the major factors that the board agreed was the club needed a new ground. So George Levy was appointed chairman, but he resigned the year before, and many believe his stewardship of the club for many years had kept the club going in the right direction. Now, Henry Norris had become chairman in 1912. It is also said that fans were walking away from Arsenal when the rumours were heard that Norris and Hall wanted to move the club out of South London. You know, Arsenal were basically a South London club. Now, this was causing major discontent, and Norris and Hall had been looking for a new home for Arsenal, Woolwich Arsenal, since early 1912. And after an agreement was made, they could move from Woolwich by the Arsenal link with the Foundry and all that palaver. They announced that they would be playing on the field of St John's College of Divinity in Highbury, and that was going to be their new home. So this was officially announced in March 1930. Norris and Hall, the main people, agreed to a 21-year lease of the ground for 20 grand, £20,000, so basically just under £1,000 a year. The local council agreed. The renowned football ground Archibald Leach architect was appointed to design the ground. And in June 1913, work commenced on building Highbury. And it's quite incredible. I mean, it was an incredible feat in that short period of time that Arsenal moved to their new Highbury ground in 1913-14. I mean, it's amazing because they were looking to start their new season at this ground. And, you know, I'm going to show you that is the North Bank under construction in June 1913-14. And can you honestly think that that would be ready for the start of the season in 1914? But it was not to the state of what we used to know as the North Bank. And although it was unfinished, the terraces, the first game, remembering Arsenal are now back in Division 2, the home game was played against Leicester Fosse, who later obviously became Leicester City, with a crowd of 20,000, with Arsenal winning 2-1. Woolwich Arsenal retained the name until April 1914, when they changed their name to Arsenal, the Arsenal. And it's an interesting point. Arsenal have the record of having more club names than any other professional football club. So This is basically a picture of the North Bank here. This is the North Bank back in there. That is the East Stand. But as you can see at this point, so this is later in the season because they've actually got a roof on it. The first game, it didn't have a roof. That down there is the unconstructed clock end. And obviously just here is what would have been the West Stand. But it wasn't till many years later that the West Stand got covered, and this is the old East Stand. And you can see that at this point in time, there were still fields behind Highbury, and behind here is Avenel Road. So if we go back and look at this one, you can see there, that is actually Avenel Road. And just behind these trees would have been Gillespie Road. So it's quite interesting to think how this club started with this. And the North Bank basically extended to about here in height back in 1913. So quite incredible, really. But there we go. Anyway, this is Arsenal. It's not a great picture. I'm sorry about that. This is Arsenal's game at home against Leicester Foss at Highbury. Even though you can see a roof there, that's actually tarpaulins. This is the first game at Highbury, which Arsenal won 2-1. And you can see, you know, it's a pretty packed crowd. So anyway, that's some of the early pictures of what Highbury was like. But so Arsenal now changed their name to the Arsenal, and even to this day, people still call Arsenal the Arsenal. I can remember talking to some old fellas years and years ago at Highbury. They still retain the name the Arsenal, but there we go. So the season saw Arsenal jump nearly back straight into Div 1, finishing third. Only missing out on goal difference to second spot Bradford Park Avenue. Now, Bradford City, obviously. Now, Bradford City had scored 71 goals and conceded 47. Arsenal had scored 54 and conceded 38. They won 20 games, drew 9, lost 9, and ended up with 49 points. So things were looking up with their ground in progress and better access and much improved football. Things were looking good. But then, sadly, Archduke Ferdinand was shot and Britain was drawn into the First World War. And there you go. So we'll go to some comments because I'm sure there's some interesting comments in here. Birmingham, born and bred. Nice to see you, mate. Good evening. Craig, nice to see you, fella. Nice one, man. And Danny VR, drunk. Are you, mate? Well done. Nice one. Gun 3R42U. Hello. Hello, mate. How are you? Hope you're well. And we're going to get into, in a minute, Dave Raybolt. Bloody hell, Jez, that background and shirt. Yeah, it's not great. Sorry. There you go. So Craig, Arsenal are a circus run by clowns. Absolutely. And I'm going to get into that right in a minute. Nabby lad, big up, Jez. Cheers, man. Nice to see you. Just scroll through. Ding dong. Even Jez, hope you're well, buddy. Very well, mate. Hope you are. And don't leave you, not me, Jez, the Arsenal player that was banned. Sorry, Bright. If I got it wrong, I apologise to you. So, what can we say about Arsenal and their transfer business? Absolutely fucking shocking. Yves Bissouma, we've been linked to him for 2 bastard years. Yeah? And these absolute bloody frauds, Arteta, Vinay, Garlic Head, Edu, do absolutely fuck all. And let him go to Spurs for £25 million. And yet, we have all the plastics out there bigging up this fucking arsehole of a manager, this absolute idiot Edu, who does fuck all and should have been doing this business months ago, signs a 19-year-old from Brazil, which, by the way, he could have got for free. But oh no, let's just give him $3.5 million. Yeah, let's just give him $3.5 million for fun. Bring in a couple of Americans that nobody's ever fucking heard of, right? And then, oh, let's give Eddie a new fucking contract. Absolute waste of space. What the fuck is going on, people? This club is absolutely fucked. It's not just in the mud, it's under the mud. It's sunk, it's gone, it's dead. A club that I love is absolutely fucked. And yet we have all these supposed super top gooners giving it all the big one. Well, let me tell you, you absolute pieces of shit. When it comes to Christmas and Arsenal are absolutely nowhere, go back, look at yourselves and fuck yourselves up the arse, because you are the absolute reason that you sell your crap to the young fan base who have not got a clue. They don't know how, at their young lives, how to make their own decisions, but you lot are quite happy to sell your fucking rubbish to these kids. Tantamount, it's almost tantamount to you selling fucking drugs to little kids because you talk absolute bollocks. Absolute dross. And you do it for money. And you do it for promotional money. You entertain absolute wankers that talk bollocks. And I won't have it. I will not have this. And I can tell you, Lee, Kenny, and I will have it out with these idiots. I'm a little channel. All I want to talk about is history. I'm interested in Arsenal history. I've researched it for years. And that's what I do. And I don't give a fuck if people don't want to watch it. I like talking about it. There is a number of people that like listening to it. But I want to put it out there to the youngsters. Watch it, learn from it, and see what the standards of this football club once were. We don't have standards now. We have a fraudulent ownership. We have a fraudulent fucking manager who should not even be coaching under 11s, let alone Arsenal Football Club. Edu, what the fuck does he know? Nothing. Bit part player at Arsenal and is an embarrassment. Vinay, Garlic Head, what the fuck do they do? Nothing. Why the hell, with all these links 2 years ago, weren't they straight in for Basuma? It's a joke. Honestly, people, it's a joke. This club is a joke. The once very, very proud football club that we once were has gone. The standards have gone. It's embarrassing. And it's gone since we left Highbury. And you can blame all of the historical people that have been involved with this club. And I blame Wenger. I liked Wenger when he first came, but he sold this club out. For what reason? To compete with the world's, Europe's best. Well, we never have we? We've been embarrassed. It's disgraceful. It's a joke. And here's Wenger's policy. Oh, the bullshit. We have to sell players. Liars. They're all fucking liars, people. And I just can't believe that we have a manager that will offer people like Xhaka an extended contract. Eddie Nketiah. Dear God, how many goals is he going to get next year? If he was to play every game next season, right, I reckon he'd score about 12 to 13 goals. Simple as that. Shocking, shocking, shocking. But this fan base, people, buy into it. They buy into it because they listen to absolute fucking idiots that think they are top gooners and top fucking super fans. Mate, all these idiots I see, well, I don't because I only listen, on Twitter, talking little 14, 15-year-olds who've never seen fuck all, never seen Arsenal win anything apart from the odd FA Cup. Now, I love the FA Cup. I was brought up with it. I love Arsenal winning FA Cups. We've won 14 of them, being 21 finals. So that's a pretty damn good, decent record. But I really can't deal with these absolute fucking wankers that think they know what they're talking about. And there's so many channels out there that talk absolute bollocks. I'm not going to name them. I could, but I'm not. But you know who they are. Absolutely jokers. They think they know about this football club. They know fuck all. Maybe they want to come on here, have a chat with me, and I'll fucking educate them. Straight up. I was on a channel the other night, and this particular woman will never, ever, ever answer my questions because she knows fuck all about this club. She makes out she does, but she will never, ever answer a question I put in there because she knows I'll call her out. And I go on other channels, similar. As soon as they're challenged, They'll never, ever answer your question because they know they'll be taken down. People like me, Lee, Kenny, Diesel, Northside London will challenge all of these absolute arseholes, and we will get our point across at some point. I won't have it. It's fucking bollocks. Anyway, we'll get back in and before I piss off, because I'm pissed off now. Jez, Arsenal sold out all their season tickets. Job done. Yeah, well, they will. All day long. All day long. Ding dong. Were the American players from Kroenke's American team? Probably, mate. Probably. I don't know. I don't know, but isn't Eddie's new contract worth 100 grand a week? Yeah. He's worth about fucking 10 grand a week. Let's be fair. Let's be honest. Craig Royce, City signed Haaland, Liverpool signed Darwin Núñez, Arsenal signed Marquinhos. Show the ambition from the three clubs. Yeah, absolutely. And she knows football. Lovely to see you, my lady. Jez equals extremely smart. I'm not sure about that, but there we go. 9 goals. Yeah, probably about right. Probably about right. Craig Lloyd, the fan base is the problem, accepting mediocrity. Demand more, set the standards higher than this bullshit. Absolutely. Craig, the biggest problem is, my friend, that there are too many channels that are faking it. They are absolutely faking it. They don't really give a shit what they say. And we know the big one, the big channel, and they have absolute actors and idiots. We also know other channels that flip-flop. And like, if I tell you what, by Christmas this year, it will be Arteta out. Guarantee it. The guy is not good enough. He is an absolute waster. And he needs to piss off with Edu, Garlic Head, and Vinay. But will it happen? I hope so. Because until that lot of fucked off out of this club, we are going nowhere. It's a joke. Absolute joke. Danny VR, even if the young fans haven't seen Arsenal win league titles, they must know what the game is about winning. Well, good point. But unless you go for true ambition, then I don't understand your comment, mate. Dinesh, sorry, mate, I've butchered your name. Even you need to teach what winning the FA Cup is as a Liverpool fans. We haven't fans got no clue. Growing up the 80s, FA Cup is a big and still big. Yeah, I mean, the FA Cup, mate, is a major trophy. And this is what makes me laugh. A lot of fans downgrade the FA Cup. For fuck's sake, it's the oldest trophy in world football. Go back in time and speak and listen to commentaries from major world-class players. I remember Pele, probably one of the greatest footballers of all time, when he played and he was interviewed and he said he'd won everything, World Cups, done this, done that. Yeah. And he was asked, what is the one football trophy you'd love to have won? And he said, the FA Cup. I'd love to have won the FA Cup because it's the oldest trophy in history. Gerd Müller, iconic player, West Germany, 1966 71, top footballer, once said, I would have loved to won the FA Cup. Says no more. But fans nowadays downgrade it. Shocking. Luckily, Arsenal have won the most. But with this manager, I don't think it'd be long before we're overtaken. Man United are only one behind. So, you know, there you go. They've got a new manager in Ten Hag, who I'm sure will boost the team up. They'll do business and they'll improve. Arsenal will be on the sidelines like the fat kid, you know, who can't even get into play left back. It's a show. It's a joke. It's a fucking joke. Honestly, I'm pissed off of it. Fed up with it. But Adam says, we already make excuses for not signing Basuma. The fan base is a joke. Yeah, absolutely wankers, man. Wankers. Josh says, I can't see this Jesus deal dragging on and on and on. Yeah, it'll drag on, mate, and fuck all happen. That's always what happens. Alex, hi, Jez. Mate, big fan of you, Ken and Lee. To be honest, you guys are the only ones I listen to. Glad you got your own channel. Hope you reach the heights you deserve. Keep telling it as it is. Cheers, bro. Thank you, man. That means a lot. You know, basically, you know, Lee, Kenny, and I just try and put it out there. Say it as it is. We get, I mean, I can assure you, man, we get so much hate. You wouldn't believe it. Honestly, you would not believe it. The thing is, we won't accept and lower our standards. I've seen major achievements of Arsenal. Kenny has, Lee has, and that's what we want to see. I don't accept fourth, fifth. I accept number one. I accept winning and competing in trophies. I mean, the FA Cup this year was an embarrassment. Losing to Nottingham Forest. All right, fair play. Nottingham Forest have got promotion back to the Premier League and welcome and good luck to them. They deserve it. You know, they're a proper football club with what they've achieved. You know, they've won 2 European Cups back to back. We've never done that. And, you know, I hope they do well. Arsenal Football Club are now in the position of competing in transfer market against the likes of Newcastle. Newcastle Football Club, love them to death. One of the best away days ever is going to Newcastle. If you've never been to an away day there, you've missed out. Top place to go. Top football club. Massive history. Fantastic fan base. But we are now in a position that we're competing against them. And they've got massive, huge amounts of money to work with. So this is where Arsenal Football Club have fallen to. Seriously, honestly. But, you know, what can you say? I missed the FA Cup, suits in the final, and the managers with suits and 3M stars. Yes, mate. I used to love that. We used to watch it on the road to Wembley, wasn't it? On BBC One or ITV. You'd see the hotels, the team bus, down Wembley Way, all that. You know, it was great fun. It was great fun. Great days. I'm sad that to a point, that's gone. But times move on. But this fan base, people, seriously needs to move on. It's a joke. We cannot accept that Arsenal should be in this position. Surely not. Supposedly the third biggest team in the country. Yet we allow mediocrity from the PR from Arsenal and the bullshit from certain Arsenal channels. Yeah. It's a joke. But there we are. I'm going to leave it there, people. Thanks for watching. Please hit the likes. Sub if you're new. I appreciate it. And just say, Josh, Newcastle, maybe not next season, but in a couple of years' time, will be different. Yeah, all day long, mate. They're going to, look, these people haven't bought that club, their ambition. They have not bought this club, without wanting to, to actually do something. So, yeah, watch out. That's all I'm saying. Alex says, our fans are the biggest problem. This is why we are why we are. All they want is fame and don't give a shit about the club. Yep. If you ever watch what these fucking idiots say on Facebook and Twitter, oh dear God, it's laughable. Ding dong. Take care, Jez. See you soon, mate. Take care of yourself, my friend. Adam, enjoy your night. Cheers, bro. And Vamos Jezinho. Oh, that's a nice name. Thank you, mate. And we're going to bail out there, boys and girls and ladies and everyone. It's getting stressful, isn't it, with Arsenal? It's getting stressful. But hope you enjoyed the stream. More to come. And on Friday night, just to let you know, is the All Arsenal quiz. Come and join in. Have a laugh. There's Kenny Ken, the Arsenal, football legend. And a few other guys. It'll be fun. And come in, join in, put your questions, answers in. Let's see how we get on. And we'll take it all from there. So take care, fellas, ladies, and we'll all speak very soon. Arteta out, you prick.